Hi, Libra. Welcome to your love and romance reading for April 2021. If you are sick and tired of love readings, you just hate them so much, and you wish all of us tarot readers would do something other than love, you came to the right channel. You just clicked on the wrong video, okay? So be sure to check out the weekly videos I do on this channel if you want stuff other than love. But once a month, I do a love reading, and that's what this is right here. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let me see what's coming up, my darlings. See what messages are coming up for you guys. And yes, I set the intention for the Venus sign as well, because I know a lot of people like to check out their Venus sign when it comes to love. So let's see what's going on, my darlings. Libra, you might kind of be feeling like in this energy where you want to put yourself out there. Maybe you're feeling like you want to start meeting people, or you're not wanting to limit yourself because I don't know. I just like, I'm like hearing dance music, and like I feel like I'm like in a club, and I know most places right now there aren't clubs open. Maybe you just missed being out there in the club, but it's giving me like this sense or this vibe like I'm here, and like I want to be seen, and I want to mingle. Like you're feeling proud about yourself, and you're just like wanting to present yourself to the world in some kind of type of way. Energetically, that's what I'm feeling. But we're going to look at the cards here and see what the cards have to say. So the first card here is the Eight of Wands, right? Eight of Wands is moving on, right? Wanting to find fulfillment. So maybe some of you have been in that party kind of thing, and maybe now you're wanting something deeper, right? Maybe now you're wanting something deeper. I have to give you a little bit of a heads up. I kind of have a feeling that these cards might be things that you're wanting to hear because of the first card here. And I'll tell you why. When the Eight of Cups comes up for me in a reading, it usually comes up when I'm reading for somebody who's very capable, who's very goal-oriented, and you set goals and you reach them, you achieve them. Boom, 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 you knock them out. The problem is that the happiness is very short-lived. It's like, well, I'm glad that happened. I'm still proud of myself, but it didn't make me feel what I thought I was going to feel. So maybe I chose the wrong goal. Maybe I'll be happier when I get that particular degree, or maybe I'll be happier when I find a different soulmate, or when I get married, or when I have kids, or when I am divorced, or like whatever. It's like it's always the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So I feel you're manifesting something here in your love life that you've been wanting, and you're going to get it. But this card is coming up first to tell you, look, you need to make your spiritual connection, because until you do that, nothing is going to make you feel fulfilled. You're going to be like, gosh, again, like again, So you have a lot to be proud of, right? And so I think a lot of you are also in this thing of, oh, maybe I need to keep working on myself, and maybe I don't love myself enough. And it's not that you don't love yourself enough. It's that you need to make your spiritual connection. And this can be really challenging when you're not sure what spirit is or what you believe, right? Some of us are spiritual, but we don't really know what that looks like. Some of us are religious, but some people are agnostic, or atheist. And so we can still make a spiritual connection. You have a spirit, right? You have an emotional part of you. Regardless of whether or not you're a religious person, or you believe in God, or you don't believe in God, you have a spiritual side. The side of you that responds to music, that feels inspired by art and creativity and beauty, right? That kind of, feels warmth when you see puppies and kittens and babies. So do what you can to be in the element of the things that make you feel soothed. That is the best first step that you can take to make a spiritual connection, right? I won't go too much into detail about it, but I went through a phase where I was kind of searching, and I coming out of a really religious upbringing. I didn't know if I was atheist. I didn't know if anything was out there. And I just started going swimming, because swimming was the only thing where I felt any kind of comfort. Like it was the dark night of the soul, everything was hell. Swimming was the only thing that brought me any kind of peace. It was my Zen place. And that's where I found God. I found God in the water and what God is to me. Okay. So, what you're going to have to do is find your Zen place. Find the thing that brings you soothing. Find the thing that brings you peace, right? That gives you a sense of inspiration. And just ask yourself, what do I feel like doing today? What haven't I done in a while? And it might be go for a walk. It might be, watch a movie that you haven't seen in a while or something. Follow those breadcrumbs and you're going to start to feel that click. You're going to start to feel that connect. The next card here is the Empress. What did I tell you? I have a feeling. I have a feeling since Eight of Cups came up first, there's going to be cards here that are going to be like, oh yeah, everything's coming together. Okay. Empress has a Libra element to it, okay? From what I've read, and you guys know that I am not at all an astrology expert at all. I don't even pretend to be. I need to be schooled in astrology. I have much yet to learn. But my understanding from what I've read is that Libra as well as Taurus have connections to the Empress or are kind of embodied here in the Empress energy. So for me, in my readings, even though this isn't the Justice card because there's a Libra element to it, I feel it still applies. For me, in my readings, when I'm reading for somebody and your major arcana card comes up, it's telling me that you have more power in the situation than you realize. Okay? And so this is a major arcana card. And anytime the major arcana cards come up, you're coming into a new chapter, into a new phase, into a significant relationship. There is soulmate stuff happening here. And if I'm being honest with you, something about the Empress card is making me feel like there's this sense of like your heart is singing, like you're seeing beauty, you're seeing excitement, you're seeing adventure, you're seeing creativity. So I feel in some way there's a sense of like a muse. Okay, either you're connecting with someone who's like a muse to you and is inspiring your creative juices, so to speak, getting you into your creativity, or you are about to find out that you are somebody else's muse. Don't be surprised, Libra, if someone comes up to you and says, I wrote this song about you, or I hope you don't mind. I painted your portrait, or may I paint your portrait, or I wrote this poem about you, right? Or maybe vice versa. Maybe you're writing poetry about somebody. Maybe you're writing songs about somebody. But I feel like there's this creativity that's just flowing through. Okay. And I feel like a lot of you needed to feel this sense of like hope in the world again. And somebody's kind of coming along and giving you like there's still beauty on this planet. There's still intelligent life on this planet. Like that kind of feeling. Okay. But the Empress is very loving, nurturing energy. Okay. And I know a lot of people see the Empress card and they're like, baby, I'm gonna have a baby. And that can be the case for some of you. I'm not gonna say that can't be, but looking at this, generally, right? And we have a vast group of people in the audience here. We have people who are not physically able to get pregnant because of gender, or because of their age, or because of infertility, or not everybody wants babies. So it's not always going to be babies. That can be for some of you, though. I'm feeling here the energy of like just creativity, beauty, like just seeing beauty in the world again. Another thing that the Empress can signify for me in my readings is a relationship where you don't have to fight so hard for your respect, right? Because the Empress is very powerful. She doesn't answer to anybody, okay? She doesn't even answer to the Emperor. She doesn't answer to anybody. And so with that energy, people really like revere her, right? Like they respect her. She's very much on high, but she's a gentle energy. they're not afraid of her like the Red Queen in Alice in Wonderland, where they have to, like, walk on eggshells or it's off with their heads. She's not like that. They genuinely love her. They genuinely respect her, and the thought of hurting her feelings or upsetting her or falling from her grace is a thought they can't bear. And so I feel that's the kind of relationship you're manifesting, where you don't have to fight so hard for your respect. This is genuine respect, genuine, and we shouldn't have to, right? Like, people should know. We shouldn't have to tell people what's respectful and what's disrespectful. We shouldn't have to tell people. And I feel, Libra, like you're finally manifesting that in your relationship. The next card here is the Nine of Swords. Okay, so there's some nervousness about this. There's some scariness about this, right? Like, here's all this energy of feeling young and alive and inspired. And then it's like, oh my gosh, like, what am I doing? Where is this going? What if, is the hammer gonna drop? Is the hammer gonna fall? Like, when are things gonna go wrong? I also feel, Libra, that for some of you, there's this fear, like, you're wanting to go on this different path, and there's this fear of, like, what people are going to think about you in this relationship. Okay, maybe they feel like you should, stay in an existing relationship, or maybe they feel like this person is too different from who they know you to be. I feel that either you or the person you're dealing with, right? Because there's such an admiration, there's such a, like, an inspiration, like, kind of being put up on a pedestal kind of thing. I feel either you or the other person has, like, this fear that, wow, well, like, you're really into me, but, right, there's things about me that maybe if you knew, you wouldn't think I was so special. You wouldn't think I was so wonderful. I've made some mistakes in my life, right? Or I have some things I'm still kind of trying to work through or work out. So I feel like there's this anxiety that if you knew the real me, you wouldn't want to be with me. But the funny thing is, I'm getting a sense here that this worry is unnecessary. Like, it's not as bad as you or this person is thinking. I just heard the term imposter syndrome, which I'm not a psychologist, okay? I'm not qualified to diagnose anybody with anything, but from my very limited understanding of what imposter syndrome is, it's like somebody's always afraid that, like, they're going to be revealed to be a phony or a fake, or like they don't know anything, or they're not good enough. And so I feel it's more like a non uh non-legitimate fear. Like, there isn't anything to ground it on or to base it on. Like, if you were to open up and to tell this person, well, here's this stuff, they'd be like, okay, yeah, so I guess you're human, right? Like, it's not a big deal. Or, you might feel about that person, okay, yeah, not a big deal. Or it's like everybody goes through that stuff in their life. So I feel like there's just this fear of, like, letting this person in. Okay, I do feel some of you have a lot of fears or concerns about how your children are going to feel about this person. Not little kids, I'm talking about grown kids. I feel like you have worries or concerns how your kids are going to feel about this person. For some of you, this person might be close in age to one of your kids, and so there might be some worries or fears, or maybe you are close in age to this person's kids. But I feel there's, like, this worry or this concern. But again, the Nine of Swords tells us that we have to let go of those fears, right? We have to let go of what we can't control. All we can do is do the best that we can and surrender the rest. But I am feeling a sense of, like, this is something that's going to pass. Maybe people are going to talk, right? Maybe people are going to talk. Haters are going to hate. Jealous people are going to be jealous. And then they're going to get over it and life goes on, right? But I just kind of feel like you have this almost like the Fool card energy, where, like, you're kind of taking this leap. The next card here is the World, another major arcana card. So the World card is super, super, super shifting energy, right? Because when the World card comes up, Some karmic cycle is closed and done and over, and it's your time to be out in the sun. It's your time to shine. It's your time to be seen. And that's confirming for me right there, boom, pow, that first energy I was getting in the beginning, where you were just like, hey, yeah, everybody look at me. Like you were just like out there, like free and having a good old time, right? And that's exactly the energy we step into with the world card, right? We've learned our lessons. We've healed from them. We've healed from our lessons. We've recovered from our mistakes. We're wiser. We have a healthy self esteem. We're ready to be appreciated and seen and loved and celebrated. And we're ready. We're just ready to be embraced. And that's the energy that we get with the world card. There's also an element here with the world card of being comfortable in your own skin. So, Libra, I feel the things that were holding you back in your love life, where you had some physical insecurities about your, about yourself physically, you're seeing beauty in those things. Like, it's kind of cute, right? Like, it's like a cute little quirk. Or, you know what? I've been overreacting. I kind of like my thighs, or I like my backside, or I look cute, or I don't mean to get too graphic. Okay, I almost don't want to say it, but I'm being pushed like I have to say it. I don't want to say it at all because it makes me very uncomfortable to say it. But my boss, Spirit, has a rule that I have to say it if I hear it. And so I feel for those of you who are watching who are men, okay? Maybe you've had some insecurities about your nether regions, because society has really stupid things that they put out there, right? Like women have all kinds of things that they go through with society, how they have to look or how they have to be beautiful. But men, society puts a stupid thing on men that like men are supposed to be super well endowed or something. And I feel some of you are realizing that you've been too insecure about that it's not a problem, it's not an issue at all, like you don't have anything to be worried about, and you're feeling very confident. I almost don't want to say this, but just as a reminder, and this is gonna go for some of you who might be what we call size queens, like you're manifesting a partner or a relationship, and you're really smitten by this person, but they might not be super well endowed, and you might have had that on your list, but I feel like you're realizing that's not where it's at, that's not what matters. And I'm just gonna say this, that it's not the size of the stick, it's the magic in the wand, okay? And so I feel like that is a message that's coming up for some of you. I feel awkward relaying that and conveying that, but let it be, my darlings. That's what I'm supposed to tell you, so I'm telling you. Your next card here. Ooh, Queen of Wands. Okay. Now, I know that Queen of Wands gets a bad rap in love readings, okay? Because Queen of Wands is sometimes seen as a mistress or a lover kind of thing here. And not that there's anything bad with having a lover, but if you want more than a lover, that could be disappointing. But I'm not getting that vibe with the Queen of Wands in this instance. Queen of Wands here is, I feel this is someone who is very feisty, very passionate, humorous, funny, the life of the party, sexy, confident. And I feel like this is the energy coming into the relationship in response to the Nine of Swords. Okay? So what do I mean by that? For those of you who are very worried or afraid about how your person is going to be perceived by your friends and family or your colleagues, I just heard colleagues, they're going to hold their own. They're going to do just fine, right? And they're going to do it in a very dignified way. They're not going to be like, let me tell you something, and who do you think you are? And they're not like going to get all up in their face and argue with people. But they might have a quick little comeback. They might have like a clever little jab, like they might kind of dish it out, but like in a classy kind of way. Okay. And those of you who again, are feeling insecure about yourself. The Queen of Wands is you're coming into that, feisty, confident, sexy kind of energy here. Okay. Being seen as, uh, not one to be trifled with. Okay, so I feel this is more the characteristics that are embodied by the Queen of Wands. Some of you could have a fire sign person in the mix here. Okay, so Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, that you're kind of concerned that they're gonna give a hard time, or they're gonna have issues. But again, I feel like there's this sense of like dignified energy. Like, okay, well, we're going to be respectful about this. We're going to be respectful about this. So I feel like you don't have to be so afraid about energies clashing. I feel like the people involved are more mature than you realize or than you think, and that things are going to be a-okay, again, check out your moon sign and rising sign video. You may want to check out your Venus if this isn't your Venus sign, and check out the weekly forecasts, because I know love is, something that many people are interested in as a part of the human experience, but we're so much more than just those relationships. So check out the weekly readings as well. If you would like a private reading with me, you can go to calendly.com/amethystangelite and schedule a private reading with me there. I'll also have that listed in the description of the video. Thanks for watching, my darlings. Bye.